We are live. Another great edition of the Chef and the Fox. We are out here to add money to your wallets, add fun to your morning, be able to get your breakdown of live soccer action, NCAA basketball beginning at noon, NBA, which you got to take my first looks. Those first looks are absolutely killing. And then we're even going to wet your whistle with a little XFL, as always, on this show every week. So thank you. Glad you took the time out to come join us. We're out here, Chef and the Fox. Let's go. You can see the tickers we've got going on right now. We've got some things kicking off at 10 o'clock. We want to make sure that everybody's on top of them. They're taking a look so they can get their bets in if they wanted to. You basically look at the games that we got. We got some MLS action returning to the fray today. So Chef has definitely already got some plays out there. I've got some plays out there. So definitely get on that early. Definitely like this season of MLS come up. If you're watching Bayern, they're just smacking the crap out of Hoffenheim with a backup lineup in, but that doesn't matter. They just score goals. That's what they did. That's what they did to Chelsea. It's what they're going to do today to Hoffenheim. So Dortmund's up 1, Bayern's up 3. West Brom's going to kick off soon. That's going to be West Brom -1. I hope Chef can let me in on some stuff because I've scoured the net and I've tried to figure out why in the world Liverpool -1 is -120. I don't see anybody currently sitting. That game's not till 12:30, so we still got time to be able to possibly get some news. The one game that I'm highly watching is that Borussia Mönchengladbach. I know it's a shocker to heal that I really like this Gladbach team. Is at a 0-0 game. Hopefully they'll come through for us today. And that'll be a good win. But looking at, we got some things there. Schalke's at 12:30. Chelsea is getting ready to kick off. So if you're not on that, Brighton money line. Yeah, that boy, did they stink. That was terrible. That was a loss already. QPR is getting ready to kick off over 2.5. Love this QPR team. I think they went outright to that game. If you want to take some plus money, I agree with that. Yeah, Aaron, that was Mexican soccer. I was out with the missus, so I was not able to watch Mexican soccer. I did do pretty well in NBA at the end of the night. Clippers definitely came home for us. It was pretty easily. If you watch there, I basically took a bunch of first quarters, took first quarter nets yesterday. They're like 9-2 in their last 11. So if you're not taking the nets first quarter, you're costing yourself money. Dallas is like 8-3 in first quarters, the last 11. So I took those two cashed relatively easy. Little bit of scare, some interesting NBA games we'll get into today. I can't give you the one. Yeah, I saw the Liverpool -1 at -117. Somebody's sitting, but I can't figure out who, because this Watford team hasn't been exactly great, but they do have some firepower. And I actually kind of like the team. But I can see Liverpool basically coming out and just kind of show them who's boss here today. With the 2-0 type game. All right, so let's get into it. We've got my man, my brother from another mother, Sean Short, coming in here right now. Of course, his name is spelled differently than mine, but we'll forget it. I don't believe he's Irish, so that's probably the reason why.
Pretty much.
How you doing this morning, Sean?
I'm doing pretty good. Just a little hungover, but I'm actually kind of looking at these scores. I didn't take Bayern. I don't know why. I was looking at this last night, and I was like, oh, I should bet Bayern Munich. I don't even know what they were, but I just remember looking at it, and I was like, maybe I should parlay it with Liverpool or something, and I didn't. Now they're up 3-0, and I'm kind of pissed.
Yeah, I've got a Dortmund Bayern parlay with Liverpool. So that's essentially my little parlay. The one thing you looked at this game, though, is Lewandowski wasn't playing. Lewandowski wasn't playing.
That's what I read about it. And
I thought they'd win the game. Did I think they'd be this demolished? Right before the game, I actually sat there and was like, oh, Lewandowski is playing. They're playing this kid up top. Not really there. Not really loving the lineup. generally with Coutinho, sometimes they don't score. So I said, all right, well, I'll take my chance. I'll cover myself. I'll take the +1.5 goals with Hoffenheim. That's going to be a loser. And that's not even going to be shocking. The other thing I was trying to do was take a first half over 1.5, which my book wouldn't let me get in right at the end because my book can't tell time. So 9:28 apparently is 9:30, and you're not allowed to bet at 9:28.
It takes it off the board at like 9:28.
Well, I think it's just whoever set up their clock is 2 minutes fast, so that they don't give you actually a chance to set it up, which is terrible because the NBA, they actually give you 5 minutes after the game started. So you can watch the game for 5 minutes and go, oh, okay, they've scored 14 points. All right, I'll take the over. But it's in other sports, it's right on the time. Soccer is one of the things. And also that book's stupid. They don't even let me take a first half or second half line on some of those other plays in some of those leagues. You only get certain leagues, which really sucks. So you got to be really questioned on that, but that's why you always have to have more than one book. Spread around, get your best lines. But there. All right. I know we've got some games coming on. We got some very interesting games today. We're going to talk about the huge game at 8:00. We'll let you leave that to a secret. Right now, Sean's going, what the hell is the 8:00 game? Well, there's nothing at 8:00. But we shall fight. I haven't even looked at MMA today. Is MMA early or is it late today?
I think it's somewhere on our side of the hemisphere. It's at 5 p.m. So it's on our side of the
hemisphere. I read a couple things. There's a couple guys I like, but other than that, but this is like one of those fights where like everybody's -120, -130, which means that's 100% stay away.
Right.
Because I can tell you who's going to win, unless you just want to just have it to have some action in there. Go listen to Jay's show. He'll be better on that later on today. So, but other than that, the Russian Premier League started off. I'm really, really interested in a game that is going to kick off here around 11:00. I'm definitely trying to see who's in the lineup here. I want to see the Zenit Lokomotiv Moscow team. I'm hedging towards the over, and I'm hedging towards Zenit. I've got a sneaky suspicion that the guy I want to play is finally going to play after 6 months. So he might be a little bit rusty, but I'm probably going to take that if he does play. So we'll see if he's in later on. Mainz and Paderborn in a complete shocking is 0-0. Borussia Mönchengladbach is 0-0. Lazio's up 2-0, which some people thought that was a trap. But I didn't think it was a trap. I thought that was just the Lazio win all game long.
I had Leeds this morning in a parlay. I have Leeds, Chelsea, and Liverpool in a parlay.
Yeah, Leeds is good. Chelsea's I'm on Chelsea in a couple things, but I'm going to tell you right now that game's going to be a clinch your ass game. I'm not sure Abraham's actually going to play. I haven't looked at the lineup. They should have the lineup out. Yeah, they do. In 2 minutes, I should have it. Yeah, it's going to be Olivier Giroud again and Pedro. I mean, it's definitely not a huge scoring lineup. But Loftus-Cheek does return. He comes to the bench. Batshuayi is available off the bench. This Bournemouth team, I mean, if you've got that, the one guy I would probably take, Joshua King, comes back to start. Ooh, actually, I'm going to 1 second right here. I'm going to look at anytime.
Chelsea's at home, right?
No.
Or they're away?
They're on the road.
Doesn't Chelsea have like a better road record than they do at home or something? Or am I thinking of the wrong team here? I thought somebody was like that.
I don't know, but I will tell you those things that you sent me earlier today. Just burn whoever you listen to there. I'm just flat out telling you. All right, this is definitely going to happen. Brighton's going to come through. I looked back and I said, okay, they're at home. All right, I can see that.
That one wasn't a bad look, but the other one, you told me. Good thing you told me beforehand. You're like, yeah, but the other team also hadn't lost like 8 in a row on the road, so or something. That's like, yeah. So okay.
It's definitely a true look. I'm going to tell you right now, I think Chelsea wins, but I'm going to cover myself. I just took anytime goal scorer for Callum Wilson at +225 for Bournemouth. Callum likes to score at home. One of the Wilson brothers is going to score. It's just sometimes a question of which one. So I definitely do like that as well. I'm also going to look at Batshuayi here because I think he gets in the game relatively early. And, of course, I've got every other player on Chelsea available except Batshuayi.
Aaron says he has a big parlay with Leeds, Bayern, Lazio, Dortmund, PSG, Liverpool, and Napoli.
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 Yeah. All the Italian games are interesting.
I am Bob, by the way.
If you're not aware, because of the coronavirus fears, and this is going to happen soon to they're playing in empty stadiums. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So your home side is going to get basically nothing from being there, and it's not like you're going to feed off the crowd. You're literally feeding off your guys. It's kind of interesting when if they broadcast those games, which you'll see like on ESPN Plus, you could hear all the coaches talk the entire game. You could literally, which you never hear in a soccer game, right. But you can literally hear so many times, cover, back pass, where's theirs? Come on. And it's so interesting sometimes to sit there and listen to them watch, but it's a really eerie type game. You can see the guys sometimes are not into the games in any way, shape, function, or form. And you've got some of the biggest Italian games kicking off today, so it'll be very interesting. You've got Inter and Juventus, which, by the way, that's actually tomorrow. I'm going to draw a double chance with Inter. The UV is a great team, but lately, if they don't get a penalty, they don't win. And it basically comes down to that. They also got through at their shocking loss to Lyon. But they're in a title fight. So I can see this as a draw type game. The only thing that scares me is Inter's defense sucks. But that's my look on that game tomorrow. We do have a goal in Mainz. Mainz is scoring versus Paderborn. Mainz should win that game. Paderborn's defense sucks. What do we got for a live total on that? So you want to say, I still haven't actually looked at what we did last week. I know we're up because there's no way in the world we pissed away a plus 2,400. So
that was crazy. I mean, I don't think that pops up that often at all.
No, it's not. You're placing a bottom place team versus the third place team down a goal is there, and I think I caught it before the books adjusted for the red card. So yeah, that was kind of like just here, free money. All right, let's look at today what we are on. Like we said, the shocker plays are right there. What are you on from a basketball stance here? And then we'll start breaking down some of these games.
I think so. The 12 o'clock games, Providence. I like them +7 at Villanova. Jay Wright yesterday announced that Colin Gillespie has a thigh bruise and is questionable for the game. Ken Palm makes this line around 9. And it's opened at 7. I think it stayed at 7. I like this game. I mean, I like this game, especially if Gillespie doesn't play. And I don't think he will because based on the rest of Wright's comments yesterday, the deep thigh bruise, but he is like, they do need him to play. Without him, like that offense doesn't really function that well. But they can also probably lose this game at the expense of not losing Gillespie long-term, so giving him extra rest time and keeping him healthy. And if we go back to like the last time they played, Providence was I think they were a +4. They're +4 at home versus Nova. And in that game, basically David Duke collapsed down the stretch. He wasn't getting to the basket. They just weren't getting threes. They weren't playing like the traditional Ed Cooley basketball at Providence. And then Cooley benches Alpha Diallo for some reason in the second half for like a majority of it. And then Providence has like 2 turnovers in the final minutes. And because of and then that was because there was some wet spot on the floor. I think I remember like they slipped Providence slipped twice in the same spot, turned over the ball, and for some reason somebody wasn't like mopping up whatever was on the ground there that was causing them to fun. So there's a lot of variance in that game, is I guess what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
And they could have won that game. So I like Providence here to cover the 7, especially I don't think Gillespie's going to go, so that makes it even more better.
All right, mate, more appealing. Yeah, I definitely like that look. Bayern scores again. I'm going to look at what we got live here. Hoffenheim's going to quit here if I don't see I see 6 goals.
Do you think so? Yeah. Usually that's what these things
I'm trying to look to see what we have. Well, you got a bunch of kids playing, and sometimes for Bayern, they're not going to stop. This is their first game ever. They're just going to keep pushing through. I could definitely see 2 more goals in the second half.
It's 36 minutes. Yeah, 4 goals. Yeah, you're playing 60 minutes. I could definitely see them.
I can see Hoffenheim getting 1. But I could definitely see 2 more goals here. As soon as my app would actually like to give me
over 6.5 goals is -120. Over 5.5 is -370.
See, damn, the books even think the same thing. That's too much. All right, I'm gonna wait then until second half, and I'll get an over 1.5. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Dortmund's holding on to 1 goal lead, but it's getting a little iffy here. Freiburg's making their challenge. We've got an English championship goal. What a shocker. So English
QPR.
Championship, Mainz gets their 2nd goal. Like I said, they're going to beat Paderborn. That's not going to be up to too much degree. What do we got here? I like that look. I'll take that look with you. +7.5. I like that. I definitely like that. What else you got?
I was looking at this East Carolina game. I actually think East Carolina, so it's UConn at East Carolina. And East Carolina's getting 5.5 at home. I think there's value with this. The last time they played, East Carolina lost in overtime at UConn. But they are still number 1 in their conference in 2-point scoring rate, and UConn has given up the highest 2-point scoring rate in the American Conference. So, especially with, East Carolina has Gardner, and especially if he's attacking the basket, UConn, they let up a lot of points on the inside, so he can definitely expose them. It's also senior day at East Carolina, if that means anything, but, I could see the seniors on that team getting up motivated revenge spot here at home after losing in overtime, and overtime's usually a toss-up anyway, so they could have easily won that game as well. So I think, seniors at home, senior day, revenge spot. I like East Carolina to get the 5.5 at home versus UConn.
All right, I'm gonna cheer you on in that game. I'm not so sure. I think Connecticut needs to get ready here for the Big East tournament, and they're gonna be ready for series. But yeah, I will definitely cheer you on.
And then I also like Tulane at home. They're getting 4.5. Memphis at Tulane. Again, revenge spot for Tulane, where they lost this game earlier in the season to Memphis. Memphis's offense has just been horrible. Like they're just trash. So you could just fade the hell out of them. And Tulane has a huge size advantage over Memphis, and they should be able to shoot past them. So I like them at home with the revenge spot. So that's my other play, Tulane +4.5.
Tulane +4.5. All right. Just 3 plays, or you have more plays today?
Last one is my boys. I just took a futures on them. UCLA +2.5 at home.
You're fading your Arizona team?
I know, but I love the UCLA team now. I've moved away from Arizona. It's also because there's Arizona announced that Josh Green isn't going to be playing for them, and possibly Max Hazard, who's one of their better 3-point shooters. So Arizona's going to be missing 2 players. They're missing a lot of perimeter shooting. And if you watched the USC game the other night, those guys missing really, like, their offense really struggled against USC without perimeter shooting. So I think it's a motivational spot. There's that whole motivational spot, in revenge for Arizona. because UCLA beat them the first time. But I just think with their 2 injuries, and UCLA, the way that they're playing their lights out, they're at home, and UCLA is fighting for like a tournament spot here. Like they need to win this game. It's like all or nothing. Their backs are against the wall. So I just think Arizona's been headed in the wrong direction. They've already had 2 losses. And I think UCLA can control the glass because they have a slight size advantage over Arizona. Overall, I like this short home dog who's on fire right now to cover that. So I like UCLA at home plus 2.5.
Okay. I mean, I just still wonder how UCLA scores. I got to watch more of their games. I'm generally asleep by the time they come on. But yeah, that's my only question is how they score. They can find ways to score the basketball consistently. Yeah, I can see it, but I don't know. I might go with floppy head kid in that one, but best of luck to you. And we'll definitely see. I think it's going to be a close game. So maybe it's one of those things where you try to get both sides.
Yeah. Yeah, you could definitely do that. I'm sure there's going to be periods where you could, where one team's going to be up and one team's going to be down. So it's definitely a good play there.
Yep. As we see, we get some goals in the championship league because always the championship league will let you down. Whatever you think is up is really down. Whatever you think is down is really up.
How's our QPR team doing?
They have yet to score. Everybody around them has scored, but yeah, have yet to score. QPR and Birmingham, but as long as we get one before the half, I'm generally perfectly fine on an over 2.5. Bologna actually scores, cuts that Lazio lead to 2-1. Still there, so we are looking at over 6.5, and there. Ooh, that's tempting. How much time's left in this Bayern game? They flashed that first half over 4.5. That you'd have to be ballsy in 5 minutes to think we're going to get another goal. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll look at. All right, so let's break down the games. Some of the games that I kind of liked. I kind of get your thoughts on it. I'll go over.
You want to start at the 12 o'clock? You got
Penn
we'll start
State
at the 12 Iowa
games and kind of scroll down as we traditionally do. Let me get back to today. I'm only looking at SEC games. Why? I don't know. Wednesday, Tuesday, Saturday. All right, 12 o'clock game. Iowa, don't we have to take Iowa at home? This Penn State team is up. They're down.
Well, I think it also depends on Myron Jones because he's been out for Penn State. They said he has like a 60% chance of returning today, so not sure. But he's like he means everything to Penn State for their ball pressure. Iowa's been known to turn over. They struggle with turnovers. So if Myron Jones is playing, he's definitely the guy who can cause the trouble there. But if he's out, I mean Iowa. They have the matchup advantage here in Luka Garza, right? His big size advantage there.
Yep.
Penn State doesn't have any size. So, I think it all comes down to, for the most part, I really like Iowa at home here. Even if Myron Jones comes back, I don't know how good he's going to be and how much playing time he's going to get. So this is a revenge game for Iowa as well, and they're coming off a loss last week now at home. Penn State's on a 2-game losing streak coming into this. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely wait until closer to the game to find out what's going on with Myron Jones, but I like Iowa at home here.
Yeah, that's my take it. Yeah, I see the Bologna goal was taken away. That's back to 2-0. Yeah. I just like this Iowa team at home. When they're at home versus there, I know Penn State needs to win. But they're an up and down team to me. I know Rich is also on Iowa -4. Right now, I'll make that a strong lean. I'll see if the other kid's going to play. If not, we will hold Pittsburgh NC State to our guest of honor when he decides to join us. I'm sure he'll be traveling to the grocery store or something when he makes that call, but we shall see.
From a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah. he loves to chat in when we're basically moving around in some shape or form. Yeah, the Lazio goal was called back for handball. All right, let's take a look at what we got here. Texas Tech. Is that too many points?
I think so. I mean, so, I really like how Texas is playing right now. They originally, remember a couple weeks ago, we were talking about how, Texas have like their backs against, like they're playing like crap. Shaka Smart should be fired. They're absolute trash. And they basically had their backs against the wall the past few weeks, and they've responded. I mean, with wins, they had that win against West Virginia. So, they've been playing actually really well. And Texas Tech has been inconsistent. If you look at their the record over this season, they sometimes they show up, so you just don't know which Red Raiders team you're going to get. And 11.5 points, and the way Texas has been playing, I kind of like them to cover that spread. I don't think they're going to win, but I definitely do think that they'll keep it close in this game.
Yeah, that's kind of the way they're ever since that Kansas game where they came out and they basically dominated Kansas from front to back. You come out, they beat West Virginia. You beat Kansas State. Obviously you beat TCU. I think they could be live here. I definitely kind of like 11.5. Maybe we buy to 12. Not sure. Let's see. I'm going to kind of look at this line, see which way it's rolling here. There we've got a goal here. No way, that's English Championship. I was like, that's a West Ham symbol. All right, so that's Reading. So Reading scored over Barnsley. Not a game we're on. Again, every game around us is scored except the one we're on. Not the greatest things we'd like. Yeah, Rich, that's the question. I wonder which Texas team is there, but they need a road win. I mean, they've got the West Virginia. Actually, that was at home, wasn't it? Yeah, the last game they won on the road, they beat Kansas State, but Kansas State sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I have this projected as an 11-point game, so the line is right there. They've actually been getting the lines that I'm projecting and what the books are putting out are actually really, really close now. So it's very hard to find an edge from that aspect. But yeah, I guess I'm just going with Texas, like the way they've just been playing the past couple games. They've definitely had their backs against the wall, and they're definitely fought back. So, yeah, if I were to play this, I wouldn't play Texas Tech with, 11.5 or 12 points. I think you either play Texas or you don't play it at all.
Yeah, or you wait for a better live line on Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, Bob, we discussed the Nova game. We're on Providence plus 7.5. We believe Connor Gillespie is not going to play. That's the strong lean that we have right now, but that is our actual official play is Providence plus 7.5. Looking through, I mean, I don't really want to discuss the smaller games. You can. Let's discuss the 1:00 game, though. Vanderbilt, Ole Miss. Both teams suck. Both teams consistently suck.
I know, I thought Ole Miss. Remember when I was riding Ole Miss for a little bit? They had those 4 games where they started winning. And I was like, this is the team, and then they just kind of fell off because they were fighting their way into being able to get into the tournament there. And I thought they actually had a chance, and then they just kind of let it slip from them. So both of these teams are they don't have any tournament future after the SEC tournament. So I feel like I kind of don't want to play this. I don't know what their motivations are. I mean, Ole Miss is going to win this at home, I think.
But by 10.5? Vandy's that team that loves to stick around. They stuck around versus Georgia, except for the absolutely collapse that they did versus Kentucky at the end to not cover was absolutely the worst thing you'd ever. And the Florida game. Those are the two ones that I was like, are you kidding me? They lost at Tennessee by 4. They lost to Georgia at home by 2. They lost to Missouri by 9. They don't win any games, but they get these stupid double-digit point spreads. And they cover.
And they always cover. Yeah, they cover.
And I don't have any. I know you like this Ole Miss team better than I did, but
I did, and not anymore. I actually think I agree with you there, where Vanderbilt should cover this, especially with this double-digit point spread. I don't think I think the Ole Miss that we saw that was playing before, that's kind of just fallen off now, and it's like Rich is saying, they're Vandy or nothing.
Yeah, I kind of like this Vandy plus the 10.5. I think the points are a little bit high, but it's probably right around where I would look at it, so I'm not really looking at that. All right, moving on. Is Kansas just going to shellac Kansas State?
I mean, this is like the WWE rematch here, right? From like last time where we had like chairs being thrown, and supposedly I was reading somewhere where they've actually brought in extra security for this game. Like they brought in like a whole police force and everything. People like so. I mean, I just can't bet this game because Kansas has a monster size advantage here. They should be able to like dominate the glass and like push the tempo against, and Kansas State is just crap. So, it's not really a play here for me on this one. I do think Kansas probably just goes in there and schlacks them, but it is a rivalry game still. It is at Kansas State. You have that whole drama or that whole narrative of what happened last time.
But if you're Kansas, isn't that more drama for you just to go in there and drub them?
True. Just go in there.
Just two guys because of a stupid play at the end of the game that basically cost you two guys who, not big guys, but one guy actually came off the bench and gave you solid minutes. So I mean, I don't know. 11.5 to me, I think is too small. I actually also kind of look at this total. Kansas has been revving up the engine late. I don't think Kansas State's stopping them. I think this goes well over 131.
Yeah, that's a very low total for this game. I definitely think, Kansas just rolls.
I am just going to assume that's a comment on something from our other chat that we had.
I want to win it right now.
Bob, with the Russian Premier League starting, I will honestly tell you, I did not even look at the Slovenia League.
Somebody give me a soccer winner. I'm down money. I need a winner to catch up.
Yeah. Oh, as always, bankroll management. I'm going to tell you this is going to be my first official play in college basketball. I'm taking FSU -3. I have zero reason why this is 3 points.
Yeah,
I no faith in this Clemson team. I know they've played a couple teams tough. FSU is absolutely loaded. If you hear me almost every week, at a Miami guy basically takes FSU almost every week, which is the almost worst thing ever I could say. It's pretty much sacrilegious, but money's money. FSU's coming out for winning 4 straight. The huge win at Louisville. Definitely days of rest here. I think they're going to take care of business. I don't have any issue with FSU coming here and throttling Clemson here. They beat them by 19 at home. Why they're 3-point dogs? Unless Clemson got some huge grad transfer that's only eligible in the month of February and March here. That's come back. I don't see it. I've sit there and looked at it. I think FSU wins this game by 8 or 9 points.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Clemson's given up. I think like I've sometimes I write down like little stats about certain teams, but yeah, on defense. So here it is. On defense, Clemson has surrendered 92 points per 100 possessions for the entire season. So like they're FSU. I don't know why this line is so low, but I think FSU just rolls them.
Yeah, I see no issue why this isn't an absolute slaughter from beginning to the end. I know Clemson beat Duke, but I'm sorry, this Duke team's a paper tiger. We'll get into that soon. Connecticut, East Carolina, we've already talked about. It's set up. Florida, Tennessee. Why is this line 1?
I think
I know it's a big rivalry game. I mean, I grew up in the South, so I definitely know Tennessee, Florida is a huge rivalry game. But that's more in football.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think I think Florida right now is, I think the value here is with Florida. I mean, they've been coming along a little better. I still don't completely trust them because they've been inconsistent this whole season, but they have played well over the past 2 weeks. I'm staying away from this game, although it's like a really good matchup. And usually, I mean, I'm a big fan of actually like taking short underdogs at home, but I'm not going to bet Tennessee in this. Definitely not. Florida. The only thing I could see like why this game would be close is maybe if both teams get into foul trouble, points from the free throw line. Florida gives up the top 100 they're top 100 in giving up free throws in the country, and Tennessee's actually top 30 in points from the free throw line. Normally I'd find an angle here to bet, but Tennessee's offense is in free fall right now. They blew that lead at Auburn. They lost at Arkansas, especially with Isaiah Joe back now. Arkansas is rolling. I think Florida will be able to control the glass here. They're number 1 in the SEC in defensive rebounding rate. So a lot more of the numbers, I guess, lean towards Florida. So I guess if you're gonna play it, Florida -1 is definitely the play here. Can't take Tennessee.
I've looked at this. I was studying this. I'm going to make that my second play. We're basically going to stick to all Florida matches here for Sean's picks. We're going FSU -3, Florida -1, +1, and then this special game at 8 p.m. Bologna does score, makes it 2-1. This one does count. We did get a goal in the QPR game, so that's 1. Like I said, that's generally all we need is at least 1 by halftime, and we're still definitely live for this over 2.5. We need Mönchengladbach to score. They're in a 0-0 tie. Hoffenheim Bayern's at 4-0. For a personal bet, just because I'm watching this game, and this game is kind of funny to me, I took Bayern Munich -5.
You don't think the other team's going to score?
Not that I've seen. I've seen a couple chances there, but they were giving me a +150 on -5. So worst comes to worst, I think. And once again, the Bologna goal is called offsides due to VAR. So Bologna still hasn't scored yet. So 2 goals disallowed for Bologna. Why does it matter? Because personally, I'm on the over 3. So I would hope that we at least get 1 more goal by somebody soon. Let's take a look, see what else is going on. I've got a bunch of selections that are up there. Moving on, Twatty, you going to come? I see you're in the chat. You going to come on and give us your Pittsburgh genius? Oh, he's looking at a pick at West Virginia. All right, we'll see what he comes on with here. How about everybody's favorite team that we like to play around with? Loyola Chicago and Bradley. That should be a hell of a game.
One. Yeah, that one should be a really good game. I love Loyola Chicago, but Bradley is Bradley's playing well, and they're at home, I think I was reading they're 15-1. Um, the record at home. So, and they're winning most of their games by large margins as well. Like I think 4 out of their last 5 home games, they've won by 11 or more points. So, I as much as I hate going against Loyola Chicago, I'm a big Loyola Chicago fan. I think Bradley -3 at home with that short number is the play here. I just don't think Loyola Chicago is that reliable on the road. I think looking at their history, they've lost 4 out of their last 5 road games. So, and those weren't even close games either. So, given their history of losing 4 out of their 5 road games that weren't even close, and Bradley blowing people away by 11 points or more, 4 out of their last 5 home victories, I think Bradley -3 is the way to play this game.
Yeah, I agree with that. I will tell you, every time I take Loyola Chicago, they lose. They've only lost 10 times, but I swear 7 of those have been the games I've been on them in some way. Even in like money line parlays, it is there. That's the way they love to screw me. I was like, oh, look, they're -300. I love that. They're up favored by 8. There's no way they're going to lose that game. And they screwed up. All right, we've got some goals that are actually happening here. Why is I'm not getting Premier League?
Do you think Gladbach as a live bet right now is good, or no? Have you watched that game at all to know what's going on?
That game I'm not watching. I've been watching the other 2 German games. I am very interested in the Gladbach game, but I haven't got a take on it yet to see that.
Yeah, whether
they're ready to pull it.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Chelsea still 0-0 with Bournemouth.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. My live now wasn't actually giving the Chelsea games, but I was seeing West Ham scored. I thought I saw the West Ham symbol earlier, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that game is taken off. Yeah, there it goes. Chelsea scores right now. 1-0 Chelsea. So looking at that, I definitely see the Loyola game. So Loyola screws me. We're on Bradley. Let's just push it forward.
Yeah, Bradley -3 is the play there.
Baylor versus the bad TCU team, -7.5.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's taking TCU at home. There's a bounce back spot for Baylor too. You can't bet against Baylor. They should be able to control the glass here. On paper, I guess if you look at the numbers, TCU looks like they can hang. They have somewhat of a size advantage with Samuel, but this is a Baylor coming off that loss to Kansas. I'm pretty sure they're angry. They want to get something right, and they're going to take it out on TCU.
See, Gladbach's still dominating the game. I just don't see a great number on them yet.
Are they like shooting a lot on goal, or like?
Yeah, they've got 6 shots, 1 actually on goal. They almost scored right before the end of the half.
Because usually I like to. I mean, I don't know how valid it is, but usually if I see like a team is like pounding on the goal at some point, I feel like they're going to break through. It's like pounding on the door. At some point, you're going to break.
Yeah, because it's all about number of attempts, things of that nature that lead you to the chance of getting those goals. It's also kind of a false thing because the two really have nothing to coincide with each other. Because everyone's like, oh, they're pounding on the goal, they're going to score. It's like, actually, when you watch soccer, it's just all about opportunities. And the number of opportunities as your chance. Marcos Alonso scores for Chelsea. That's the goal. He was not the guy who took for any time goal. Yeah. Cardiff is going to score to make that game already go with over 3 goals in the first half. Should have been on that. Derby's over 3 goals, up 3-0. They're just throttling them. Let's see what else we got. We've got some lines moving, so let's move on. Make sure we're taking a look. Let's see subs if there's any live opportunity we can have. I'm gonna watch this West Ham game a little bit and see if I kind of like where that's going. Valencia Betis is 0-0. That game's got to surprise me, but that could be an under 2.5 type game. So, Turkish League, Trabzonspor is going to take the lead. I stayed off Constanta in Romania. That was probably wrong. We're still just coming out of halftime in most of the Bundesliga games. Dortmund's still holding on to a 1-0 lead. I don't like that. I like it better at 2 since they were favored by 2. The game I'm really looking at is this Newcastle-Burnley game. I took Burnley personally pregame because I wondered if Newcastle could score. All right, let's move on. Next game here. Don't see any opportunity right now for us to go live. Auburn, Kentucky. I know everybody in the chat wanted us to discuss this. Auburn, Kentucky. Everybody's back for Auburn.
Yeah, I think it's a rematch of earlier in the year where Auburn won by 9 at home. The last game they played, I think Kentucky was Kentucky a dog in that? Maybe not, but I mean, like I think the market's figured out.
I think Kentucky was a dog because Auburn was ranked like second in the country.
Yeah, so Kentucky was a 3-point dog in that one. I think the market has figured out that Auburn is a fraudulent 24-4, as I like to call them. And Kentucky's a hell of a lot better than what people realize. And the team they were 6 weeks ago versus what they are now. What's up? We got it.
We got a 5th goal for Bayern Munich. So if you did to follow me on my little 5-0, right now we've got a push.
So they're Auburn's they're 5-0 in overtime games they won. So they could very well be an 18-9 team. So they're not. That 24-4 is kind of, like we said, it's fraudulent. They have Ashton Higgins. Well, Ashton Higgins for Kentucky. He's obviously like the defensive player of the year candidate. He's really good defensive point guard. But if you look at the turnover rate, his turnover rate is about 20%. So if McCormick bothers him enough in this game, Higgins could take Kentucky right out of this game. So as much as I hate Auburn, I would want to take Auburn, but I'm going to stay away from this. I just don't I just don't know what's going to happen here in this game.
My question is the total too high? Are we getting a little bit of kickback? The first game went to 141. Kentucky's been around this 70 to 60 type games. In most of the games, I mean, they went over with LSU. They went over with Vanderbilt, but that's because they were down 17. So I just wonder about this total. I think is right there.
Yeah, again, I think it just has to do with the turnovers. If McCormick causes Higgins some turnovers, that's where they get those free points. I would think this game.
I personally like the points here.
What the over under?
Yeah, if Okoro is back and not in the over under. I like the 6.5 points.
Yeah, I mean, I would. I think I would lean. I lean with Auburn if I were to take this game. As much as I hate betting on Auburn, but yeah.
I mean, I look at this Kentucky team in big games. It's the same thing I've sat there and said. Where did the points come from? Are we relying on basically Marcus Maxey to be able to Tyrese Maxey to put up points? Why did I call him Marcus? I like Quigley, but yeah, I don't. Again, not a consistent outside shooter. It's improved a lot this year. Richards has had a great game on the boards, but
Yeah, Richards is my favorite guy there. He's come along.
Yeah, that's. I just think. I think you take 7 points before pregame. You can probably get a live Kentucky -3. I think Auburn's going to come out here and definitely give it their best. I think this is a measurement game for them to kind of see where they stand.
Yeah.
We got a West Ham goal. All right, moving on. North Carolina, Syracuse. Over 147.
Yeah, I think both of these teams are gonna. 147's high though, but I think both of these teams will put up a lot of points here. I don't. But then again, I just really dislike this North Carolina team.
All right. We'll pass on this. I don't have a strong look in it. Do we take the Salukis plus 6.5?
Hasn't that been your bet like all year?
Not all year, but there's a lot of times I have taken the Salukis. Yes. Yeah.
They are what? They're at home or on
they're
the road
on
here?
they're on the road. 6.5 points.
And who are they at? So
Missouri
I'm looking
State.
it up. Oh, Missouri State. I actually like that. I think the last time they played, what was it? It's 68-66. So
yeah, close game.
Yeah, it was a close game. Yeah, I actually like that 6.5 with the Salukis.
Yeah, the way I look at it, I really can't split the two teams. So if you're going to go ahead and give me 6.5 points, I'll go ahead and take the 6.5.
Yeah.
D, we're working on them. You're just going to have to wait. Essentially, we've given out nothing but 14 winners. You just have to wait to see if they actually could come through and win. Mönchengladbach, double goals, up 2. Way to go, Mönchengladbach.
Rich, you know what I think about Air Force there? So bad.
I got 2 games I'm really interested in. Let's go Oklahoma, West Virginia. The line's moving. It's at 8.5 now. Was at 8. You might be able to still find it 8 in the books. What's happened to this Oklahoma team? After being the darlings of team that we've taken, they've kind of, before the Texas Tech win, they lost 3 in a row. So,
yeah.
Granted, that was against Kansas, Baylor, and their rival, OK State. But 8 points at West Virginia. This West Virginia team hasn't been that hot either.
No, they've lost 5 of their last 6 games. If you look at the teams that they've beat at home, the teams that they've beat, I think, have been Oklahoma State, Iowa State, and TCU, if I'm correct here. So they lost to Texas last on the road. They lost to TCU actually on the road. They beat Oklahoma State at home. They lost to Baylor on the road. They lost to Kansas at home. They lost to Oklahoma on the road. They beat Iowa State at home. They beat Kansas State at home, and they lost to Texas Tech on the road. So actually, if you kind of look at all these games, they've only beaten really the bottom feeder teams of Kansas State, Iowa State, and Oklahoma State, but they've lost to basically everybody else in the conference. Oklahoma upset them last time, and that was when West Virginia had won like a couple games, and everybody was like making like a big deal out of West Virginia. But again, now they've lost 5 of their last 6 games. Their offense looks horrible. They go through those scoring droughts. I think it was last week. Every time a West Virginia game starts, they send the clown emoji to the group chat because they just go like 5 minutes without scoring a basket. Their last 2 losses, they lost to Texas, they lost to TCU. On paper, they have a huge size advantage, number 1 in offensive and defensive rebounding rate. But they really haven't, they haven't really played like that. Their offense has struggled. I think if anybody wants to play this game, I would look at more of a first half West Virginia, maybe like -4. It is a bounce back spot and a revenge spot, but I think 8 points is just too much. Also, if you want to play in West Virginia, maybe a live bet. See if Oklahoma comes out like firing, and maybe you get like West Virginia at like a -2 or a -3 or something. But the other way I'd play this if you want to play it pre-match is West Virginia -4. I just don't. This West Virginia team just hasn't done anything the past month and a half that would like lead me to believe that they're
going to cover the 8.5 points. Well, would you be in favor of taking a first half West Virginia?
Yeah, I'd be in favor of that.
Okay,
because a lot of their struggle has been in the second half where they've gone in these scoring droughts. They usually start out pretty decent, but then for some reason they just kind of stall and fall apart in the second half.
Yeah, Augsburg scores, cuts our Mönchengladbach lead here to 1. Still alive though. Cardiff Brent are scoring like crazy, 2-2 before the half. Shoot, crazy. Valencia hasn't scored. Nordalsjön scored because we do have the Denmark Superliga taken off now. So they're a nice team for goals. I should have definitely looked at goals. I think it was 3.5 in this one though. I definitely don't ever like taking a 3.5. The only one game I've taken a 3.5 is 1-0, so that's not looking good. And the game I didn't like taking 3.5, which was 4, is 5-0. So, well, what do I know sometimes? All right. Yeah, Rich, I did look at that. The home road splits are nuts. When you compare and kind of see, most of their losses did occur on the road. I just don't like the 8.5. I think West Virginia wins the game, but do they cover 8.5 points?
No, I think that's a lot of points for them to cover right now. Like again, like in all their home wins again have only been Oklahoma State, Iowa State, and Kansas State in the most recent home wins that they've had. The rest of those games have all been on the road. And then their other home loss was Kansas, but and then that one again, we saw that game. They were hanging with Kansas, and then somehow in the last 5 minutes they just stopped scoring the basket, and Kansas pulled away and won that game.
Yeah, the way I sit there and look at it, the way I would tackle this game, I'd take a first half West Virginia, full game Oklahoma plus 8.5, and then a halftime. If your first half comes in, then you look at what you're getting. I don't think you'd get that much difference on the first half. Maybe 5 or 6. There you'd probably be able to pull into at least get two out of the 3 sides. That's essentially the way I would tackle this game, but that's just me. That's the only thing I can look at. 135.5. I don't like the total. I think it's right around where it's going to finish. Nothing really at 5 o'clock. Nothing in there. Well, the 6 o'clock has an interesting game. Your favorite, Arkansas at Georgia. Isaiah Joe versus the number 1 draft pick in there, Mr. Edwards.
I like Arkansas -1 here with Isaiah Joe back. I mean, we still haven't seen. It was only one game that we saw what they were when they had him, and then when he went away, what they became. Like they were still somewhat competitive, but they weren't getting it done. But then he comes back again and they roll. I just think behind Isaiah Joe and Jones has already been playing well, so that dynamic duo there. I just don't think Georgia plays enough defense to be able to slow down Arkansas. I like the 1 point here with Arkansas on the road in Georgia. I think it's just going to be a shootout, but I think in the end, Jones and Joe. They pretty much hold it down, and they're able to edge it out for Arkansas.
I like that look. I may actually tail that look. There. All right. Duke, Virginia. 3.5. Duke gets Wendell Moore back. Duke gets Wendell Moore back and then promptly loses in a thriller of a double overtime thrill for Wake Forest, which They basically wanted to say every time we're just going to see if we can play from behind. Let's get down about 7 points and see if we can rally just to make it fun. I don't believe
And this
in
is
Duke team.
yeah, and I was gonna say, like, this is like the thing about college basketball, guys. It's like, even if a team is up by 8 points with like 2.5 minutes left, as you saw Duke the other night, that could easily go away. They could come back and win. So, or like take a team into overtime. But yeah, go on, Sean. Sorry.
Actually, I'm looking at these numbers. I might get on this Denmark game. I kind of like it. I'm going to get on it. I mean, I'll make it an official play. We're going to go on over 4.5 goals in Esbjerg versus Nordalgen at plus 100. That'll be a live over 4.5. I see 2.5. I see 2 goals in the second half. I just like the way it's being pushed forward. I like the stats. I like the attacking stats. I'm taking that. All right. Sorry. Yeah. I like Virginia. It's a team on the rise. I think they're really getting ready for conference tournament. Shocked a 20-7 team is somehow not ranked. But it's there. Hold on 1 second. We do have a guest who is in a stable position. He is supposedly added, but not actually seen on the screen. What's going on? All right.
Not able to get in.
Yeah, it's saying device not supported. All right, we'll have to try back again with Twatty. But Duke, Virginia.
Yeah.
Any thought to the side? We get a Bayern Munich goal. They're up 6.
There you go.
All right, let me put it this way. They've got 6 goals, and let's see if my guy actually hit his anytime goal scorer. That would be quite sad if he didn't.
The over 6.5 would have probably, I mean, I could see that cashing too, because they still have, 30 minutes left to play? So,
yeah, but it won't be over 6.5 now. It'll be over 7.5. Are you still seeing 6.5?
No. But before, when it was, I was
yeah.
Like that,
I mean, that's why I didn't know if we'd get 6.5, and that's why when you gave me Bayern -5, I was like, all right, I'll take that. You're going to give me plus money for a team that's just scoring like crazy right now. Yeah, I thought that was definitely good value. Lazio Bologna is going to end up 2-0. We're never going to get that third goal because the 2 disallowed goals from there. We're at halftime in the Premier League. We've got Burnley knotted up at 0s. West Ham's beating Southampton. And Chelsea's got a narrow 1-0 lead.
So going back to this Duke and Virginia game, you have to think Duke's coming off the double overtime loss, and this is like a bounce back spot for them, but they also played on Wednesday. So, they're going to have tired legs, especially playing the extra, the double overtime. But it's hard to trust Virginia's offense. It's difficult to say if Virginia can put up enough points against Duke. Duke definitely has the size advantage here over Virginia. But Virginia's offense is just so bad. And it kind of, but like on the flip side, I guess, it kind of hides the fact that they're defensively, they're really good. They're pretty much close to the way they have been for the past couple of years. They control the pace, and they're always going to force you into like a slow game, and then they're going to defend the hell out of you for 40 minutes. So that keeps them in the game. But again, I don't know if, they don't have the size ability to, I think, stay with Duke, and this being a bounce back spot for Duke after that loss. I don't know which way to go with this. Again, Duke has also shown that they're susceptible. Everybody keeps saying Duke's a Final Four team, but if you see, they've been susceptible all this year to being beaten. So, I actually don't think that, going ahead to the tournament, I don't think Duke's going to make it that far. Maybe Sweet 16, I think is their ceiling. But
I question their outside shooting. That's my question. Can they beat the 3-2 zone here and get the ball inside and get easy buckets because with more back and carry back, you can get outside shooting. But the only guys I can see that actually hit shots from the outside on a consistent basis is basically Jones and who's the other guy? Matthew Hurt. Stanley, you guys have heard me say 100 things about Stanley. He can't shoot. He's the driver. He's a slasher. Maybe the shot will eventually come, but he can't shoot. So he's right up there with Zion. I go back and forth in this game. Duke has played 0D in previous weeks, so right. I don't know. At 3.5, I think I take the shot at Duke because I think Duke's a better team, and I think they should have a path to easier buckets. If they try to come out and they'll try to shoot out the zone, though, I think Virginia's going to go up early, way strictly.
But like you said, they have. I mean, they have the size advantage here, so it'll be easier for them to get the buckets, as they'll be able to they'll be able to overpower the inside of Virginia.
Yeah, that's the only question. Just as long as intelligence comes to play here, Duke should win this basketball game. I don't think Virginia has enough scoring to keep up. All right, let's move along. I know we're getting some people there. We looked at seems like you always seem to be on this team, but you're not on them this week. DePaul and Butler.
Oh yeah, that game.
Is it the spread at 8.5? That's pretty big.
I mean, it's this DePaul team. They're just so bad. I mean, I was on DePaul a couple weeks ago. I was taking them, but yeah, they're really bad. And they started. I think originally I was taking them only because I had hope that they would return to form of the team they were when they started out, but. Yeah, they are just not good. I think the 8.5 though is a little too much for Butler to cover here. I would lean with DePaul to cover that, but I haven't really looked at this game. I'm not going to go near it at all. But if you were to play it, I would lean with 8.5 with DePaul. But Butler definitely wins that game.
All right, so let's talk about the game that everybody wants to talk at 8 o'clock. Two massive powerhouses getting together in Atlanta, Georgia. Miami, Georgia Tech, plus 5.5 for Miami, minus 5.5 for Georgia Tech. I know that was the game that you thought I was going to talk about there.
Yeah. I knew anytime it's Miami, it was like, what was that game a couple weeks ago, though, when they got all their players back? They just went off. Was that against Pittsburgh or Syracuse or somebody? I
forget. Pittsburgh, I know they beat pretty well, but that wasn't really when they got everybody back. That was versus Boston College. They won 85-58. Yeah. Then they beat Wake Forest because they beat Wake Forest by 20. They must be better than Duke. And then they lucked out, and there's a Virginia Tech at 102 versus 95, and then they got throttled by Notre Dame on Sunday. But they come back. They play a Georgia Tech team, 14-13.
I have this game projected as a 4-point game, so if you're getting 5.5 with Miami, from a numbers perspective, I would lean more. With Miami covering that 5.5.
Yeah, the way I look at this game is very simple. And almost all Miami games right now is what you do. You just turn around, you shut the door, and you say, I'm going to take the over, and that's it. And it's going to go over. They play 0D. You have a 5'6" guard that has to guard somebody on the floor, so there's always matchup problems. I know this Georgia Tech team is not a prolific team, but they've actually played well in recent weeks. They're right around 68 points, 67 points. Miami's going to be on the road. I think they won't have any issue scoring the basketball. I think this goes over. I don't think there's any question. All right, now let's get to the real game you want to talk about. Michigan State at Maryland, College Park, game day in Maryland. Being able to see, are the Terps
The first
for
time
real?
in 15 years.
Yes. Are the Terps for real? -2.5 at home. We know what we do on the road, where we would easily take Michigan State on the road and then take Maryland second half. Same thing we did versus what was that, Minnesota? Yeah, Minnesota.
Yeah,
this week.
Minnesota.
You took first half Minnesota, second half Maryland. That cashed easily. Didn't expect them to actually win the game, but it definitely cashed down 17.5. In college basketball, you are never out of the basketball game. So,
yo, the Maryland Stadium right now is just packed. Holy shit!
Well, I mean, this is huge for them.
Yeah,
and this is. People are saying, I told you early in the year they had a really great number on to win the tournament because they had size, they have some outside shooting, they can play defense.
They have good guard play.
The coach is questionable. Nobody knows if he's really any good. I mean, he was a guy who was basically on the hot seat, and now turning on into one of his best games. While you're breaking that down, let me look to see what live action we possibly have. English championships are at halftime. See if there's something out right there that looks a little juicy.
Yeah, so this is a big time revenge spot for Michigan State. If you go back to the last game they played, Maryland hit 4 straight threes to close out the game. They went on a 12-0 run. They were a 7-point dog before that, and then they won that game by 7. MSU on the flip side, I think an advantage here for Maryland is that they're going to be able to get to the free throw line. But this Michigan State team right now they're motivated. They're starting to play a little better. If you go back to the Iowa game at home, where they came back and they won that game, they're kind of riding that momentum. Looking at this game, outright, there's no massive advantage as far as like from a physical standpoint for MSU. I think both teams they're pretty equal in size. Guard play, you got Cowan Jr. and Cassius Winston. If I stuck to the metrics and the numbers, I would say Michigan State is the play here. But Maryland at some point, and I know the analytics aren't crazy about them. Some of their offensive metrics are really, really ugly when I was looking at them last night. But at the end of the day, there's something to say about them finding ways to make all these comebacks that they have, especially on the road too. And now they're at home. I was criticizing before how Auburn gets lucky with their comebacks. But Maryland is they're like to no extent in that same, luck category. I think, they play really well. At the end of the day, their wins count for something. And they're not a team that I want to fade right now. I especially don't want to fade a Big Ten team, Maryland at home. So if I had to go with this, I'll take the short. What is it? Maryland's. They're not the dog at home, right? MSU dog.
Yeah, Maryland -2.5. Total is 138.
Yeah, I just don't. I think 138. I get it. Michigan State has got some momentum. They have the better metrics, but just overall play. You can't. How do you fade Maryland, right? Like, how do you fade them at home? I think here it's either no play or you play Maryland. I don't see how you could take Michigan State on the road against this Terps team in the Big Ten.
What about the total?
What is
in
that
138?
number?
The first game was 60-67.
You know what I've been noticing with these Big Ten games, because I've been I've been always like, I don't ever bet it, but in my head, I'm always like, oh, I was like, maybe I should take the under in this game, and they've all been going over.
Maryland scores a little more at home. I mean, this is going to be a big game. I think the defense is up, but yeah, I go at home. Maryland, it looks like they should be able to cover the 138 as long as Michigan State contributes on the scoreboard.
Yeah. I definitely think this could be, again, Maryland's really good at free throw shooting. So if this gets to a point where there's fouling and they're throwing free throws at the end, there's going to be buckets that are made. I think both these teams are actually pretty good at from the free throw line. So I can see this creeping over that 138. What is that's 70 to 68? Yeah, so I could see it maybe like a 74-70 or something. It wouldn't be a bad look for the over. Maybe you wait till the start of the game and just take it.
Yep. All right. How about your darling San Diego State versus Nevada, who San Diego State has basically been trying for ways to just give up the ghost. We don't want a number one seed is what I'm hearing. We don't want to be in the Midwest or the East trying to play as a number one seed. We would like to stay in the West as a number two seed.
Well, if Maryland wins today, I think Maryland surpasses them as the number one seed. But Nevada's also playing really well. Like, they're under the radar. But I think as far as this game goes, they're sort of at the mercy of San Diego State. It's probably a safe bet that the San Diego State defense is going to lock them up. And offensively, it'll come down to I guess how many bad games in a row can you expect from Malachi Flynn? I guess the question is can Nevada shoot past San Diego State? And I don't think they can here. I like San Diego State to go in here into Nevada and win this by 5.5.
Well, that's the line.
Yeah, I don't think they lose. They're not going to lose to this Nevada team.
So you see no value on the number. How about this red hot Arizona State team versus USC? Except they did lose to UCLA. I think close game though.
This whole Pac-12, man, has just been all these teams are battling right now because only a certain number of them are going to make it, I guess. I think right now only 5 teams or something, and I think there's 6 teams battling for 5 spots. We scored?
No, Gladbach got a goal, so yes. Sorry. That closes a parlay that's worth more than anything I have out there on an individual bet. So, yes, Gladbach is huge. Also, remember, Gladbach's the premium play.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I did. I think I threw that in actually a parlay with something else over 2.5 goals that I took. I have to look at it.
What happened?
What? Somebody got a red card?
No. They stopped the Bayern game.
Yeah, because at 6-0, they're probably like, bro, just go home. Like, there's no point in playing another 10 minutes.
No, they literally stopped the whole game.
Coronavirus?
And Bayern's off the field.
That's weird. Is there
They're yelling at the fans.
Where is it? Is it in Byron or is it in?
No, it's an away game.
The fans are probably heckling the.
Anybody know what happened? It's funny, but most of the fans are Bayern. Yeah, sorry, that just completely caught my attention. I looked back at the 79th minute and
but it's just frozen. Not frozen, but it's just stopped at 79. That's
yeah. Well, actually, the clock is counting down because it never stops in soccer.
Just go to 100 minutes. 105. Just keeps going. They brought out the Maryland flag.
Did they just call the game? Guys are yelling. We get a QPR goal. That's number 2.
Yes.
Oh, crap. Bournemouth ties it up with Chelsea.
Fuck. God damn it, Chelsea. Come on.
I told you that game was going to be interesting.
I freaking hate Chelsea so much. I hate them so much. Why can't they just be a dominant team and just thrash people?
I don't know what they've done. I think they called the game.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they can a team like forfeit because you're down 6-0. So
I've never seen. I mean, there's some rain, but this is not rain where it looks like he would stop. I mean, they're yelling at the fan, but most of the fans are Bayern fans. Damn it. Gladbach, you're making me sweat here. They just gave up a goal to Augsburg here. Back down to a one goal lead.
How much game time is left in the Chelsea game? I think it's
Plenty of
there's
time.
A lot of time. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got over 30 minutes still left. The Bundesliga match between Hoffenheim and Bayern Munich has been interrupted.
D-Money goes, I called the ref, told him to give you time for a winner.
We already have a winner right now. It'd be the opposite.
Yeah, there might be lightning or something.
It's not. There's an entire group of stands that have been removed. It's something the fans did. I don't know what it is because they keep saying it.
Are they like throwing shit on the field again like they always do?
No, it's not that. Well, I mean, they might have done it earlier, but not doing it now.
Yeah, soccer fans are some of the most out of control fans of any sport. Like
Bournemouth scores again. That's 2 for Bournemouth.
That's not good for us, right? Yeah.
Not if we took Chelsea.
Not good. Fucking Chelsea.
There is a question of whether he's on sides.
It's because I bet Chelsea, that's why.
Josh King is the one who scores. The guy we took for the anytime goal scorer actually misses the ball.
Is it VAR? Why is it like locked up right now? Are they reviewing it?
They're looking at it, but it's onside.
No.
I've just watched the goal. The only thing it would be is if it was an offside before the second pass.
Right.
That's huge for Bournemouth. Guys don't know they're in a relegation battle, so
yeah.
Which one says aborted now? QPR just got their second goal, so that gives us the cash, the over 2.5.
Nice.
And they pulled the Bayern game.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find out later what the exact reason was. Probably on Twitter. If you probably type in Bayern Munich on Twitter, I'm sure somebody's at the game or
Well, they
tweeting
pulled
it.
it that's no longer live, so all your bets on Bayern are now voided, including our -5 goals at +150.
That sucks.
The fans aren't leaving, though.
Damn.
I mean, if you're Bayern, that's the last thing you wanted. I mean, you need to win games to stay on top of the table. You're up 6-0. You want to have a game forfeited or canceled, and we finally got a goal in Spain. Valencia scores, makes it Respetus. All right, let's go into the last game of the night. Beautiful game, Gonzaga St. Mary's.
Yeah, this one is this is going to be a blowout by Gonzaga. They always, I feel like every year, everyone hypes up this game, and then Gonzaga just rolls them. So I think even 12.5 points here, Gonzaga just literally rolls St. Mary's.
I've got official play. Zags first half. Don't even know what it is, but that'll be my first play. They haven't been playing that well in the first half, though. I will tell you that.
Yeah, they haven't. They've actually been letting the teams hang around.
So, but I watched the St. Mary's team. I'm not that overly impressed. I don't value their 24 wins. Zags first half -7 official play. Zags over 147.5 official play. Zags -13 at official play. We're going all in. We're doing KC special for the Zags here today.
Rich G is saying BYU Pepperdine over 155.
And then Freiburg almost killed everybody's parlay. We got Jadon Sancho. Oh, look at the play. Bam. Passes off the post. Thought Dortmund was going to get their second goal. Didn't happen. Got a Reading goal. We got Gladbach going to the 90th minute. Remember, we were in the same spot last week. And they gave up the game to draw again. Let's hope this week we do not have history repeat themselves. Oh. This Bayern thing pisses me off. How do you... Oh, Clio, our boy, our American boy, almost scores. Awesome. Let's move on. Let's talk. We're going to move quickly off there. Let's talk some XFL. I'll kind of give you what I think and the looks that I'm looking at. I do have a premium play on that, so I will not give that out. Of course, my premium play was 2 points ago, and the line's already moved. So definitely like it for those of you who took that in the premium chat. Seattle, St. Louis Bayhawks, -10.5. I don't think St. Louis is that good to cover 10.5. I kind of lead Seattle here with 10.5. Under 10, I would take St. Louis. I do like the over 37.5, though. I think St. Louis is going to score at least probably 21, 24 points. And it's a question then, basically, can Seattle get 13? They're not the worst offense in the league. They're not the New York Guardians. I think they can. So, hold on. I'm watching Freiburg. No, get it out. Dortmund finally gets the ball out. 90th minute. They're definitely not going to cover the 2 goals. They're just going to try to eat the ball. Game of the week. Houston Rednecks, Dallas Renegades. If you haven't watched an XFL game, that is the game I recommend watching. 4 p.m. tomorrow. Houston, led by Landry Jones. Yes, Pittsburgh's own Landry Jones. Oklahoma boy. He throws for 300 yards every week. Every single week he throws for 300 yards. Houston Renegades, led by basically the old Temple quarterback, who is the third string at Indianapolis Colts. Also read by the Virginia Tech receiver and Cam Phillips, to be able to make a lethal 1-2 combination. The difference is Houston plays no defense. So you got a Dallas team that's going to have no issue putting up yards and putting up points versus a Houston team that's going to have no issue of putting up yards and putting up points. Over 50.5. I think this goes to 60. I actually think this is one of the locks of the week. 100% love that play. DC Defenders, Tampa Bay Vipers. I think Aaron Murray somehow gets into this game. I don't think he starts, but I think he somehow gets in this game. Tyler Cornelius, the Vipers will be at home. The Defenders struggled in LA last week. I think they come back and get a win here, but I also like the over 44.5. I took it when it was 42. That is generally my thoughts and leans. Yes, the XFL is definitely full of a lot of ex-Steelers players, between Sammy Coates and Landry Jones. Definitely some good spots to look at there, but those are my XFL plays. That's essentially what I was looking at. I'm also going to break down the NBA real quick. Chicago, New York, that's a pass for me. This will essentially be my early look, so I'm not going to write it on the Discord. Chicago, New York, that's basically a pass to me. I don't trust either of these two teams. I think this is just going to be an up and down run fest. I actually would probably lean over 216 if forced to take the game. Brooklyn, Miami, we know where I'm going to go right here. We're going to go ahead with the first quarter Brooklyn. We're going to challenge their chance to be able to score +2.5. Eric Holland loses the ball in the box. Had a chance to give it to, and he doesn't. 17 seconds left. Can Dortmund hang on? I'll take Brooklyn +2.5 versus Miami. I also think some guys from Miami sit. We're going to look at Portland, Atlanta. That game screams over all day. Over 237.5. Portland can't stop anybody without Dame Lillard. They've shown ways to be able to put up points. Atlanta can't stop anybody either. Indiana, Cleveland. That's going to be an interesting game, but Indiana came together, had a huge game through midweek, was able to put together. I think they do the same thing here. I think Indiana covers the 8 points. Lakers -8 versus Memphis. The reason this is 8 is everybody's still trying to figure out what LeBron's doing. As of now, he is, I believe he's actually out for this game. That's the general consensus, as they believe. But Anthony Davis is also game time decision. This Memphis team is falling apart, even without LeBron in the lineup. As long as AD plays, 8 points on a back-to-back. I'll take the Lakers -8. I'll go ahead and also take the over 226. I don't think there's any issue. Houston, Boston, I won't comment on. It'll be a premium play. Orlando, San Antonio. Orlando scored 125 points last night. I can't believe them having any gas left in the tank. I think this is a Spurs play all day. Spurs -3.5. I like that play. Golden State without Kai Bowman, without maybe Draymond Green. Coming in here playing against a Phoenix team who just played last night. But going back for it, Wiggins is also a game time decision. For the most part, this game to me is going to be a pass. I don't like Phoenix at 8.5. I think that's too many points, but I don't like Golden State at 8.5. I don't trust them to actually do anything with the 8.5 points. If you're going to do anything with this game, maybe the over, and that's just how my NBA looks. Any thoughts or questions? Let's ask the chat. What are they thinking here? We haven't actually involved the chat that much. Rich says he's like DC -2.5. The line's moved to 3. He likes Houston, Dallas over 50. Agrees with me. He likes Tampa Bay, DC under 21.5. I disagree with that. I hate the 21.5, especially when you score 7 or 8 points per touchdown. Those 21s at first half type deals, I think bury you when you're looking at there. Rich, I apologize. We were doing the play-by-play on there. That was the end of the game. I had to see if it's parlay. I don't even know if my parlay is alive, but since everything happened to Bayern Munich. Hey, the Bayern Munich game, I think, returned.
Maybe it was a weather delay or something.
It wasn't a weather delay. It was some kind of yelling for that. They have returned the game. The guys are on the field. It has shown back up on the scoreboard. Hopefully, we're not going to get some crap from there that says, oh, they took it off. I want my -5. I want my +150. I can't see a whole lot of things. The only thing I could see is the guys are on the field and just warming up. But both goalies
for XFL, the New York LA game, did you say anything on that?
No, and you should know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was something. It was something with the fans. They were yelling back down. I thought it was something with the fans. I didn't think it was something. Mönchengladbach wins. Dortmund wins. Yes, get a little bit of money in my pocket to start the day. That's always nice.
Aaron's saying it was fans being racist. I guess there was just like a lot of heckling going on or something.
Well, I saw some people yelling down at the one things, and then a whole section was removed, which basically leads me to believe it was definitely the fans. I mean, right now they're just kicking around the ball with Bayern. I'm not really sure that either team has actually decided to play, or they're literally just going to pass it for 10 minutes. Because the clock is running, both goalies are in midfield, and they're basically just practicing kicking the ball around. I want to see if the book's really screwed up here. If there's any Bayern live events there. No, they took everything off. They're at least smarter than that. That's all they're doing. That's what they literally said. Okay, so we're going to cash the -5.5 because they're having one ball on the field, and they're just kicking it back and forth to everybody. Let's see if who's the first idiot to actually kick this ball out of bounds. And high school soccer and college, when they do this, some idiot always kicks it too hard. It would also be a huge uproar if somebody actually kicked it into goal.
Yeah, that would be.
Anything on PSG? First half, first time. Oh, that was the other game. First half, first time. Everything on PSG.
Did that start yet or no?
11:30 a.m.
What am I doing with that?
First half over 1.5.
Okay.
Full game over.
Full game over. All right, that's.
All right. Yeah, they're literally just going to pass the ball around. Even Fox basically said, we're not going to watch this. We're going to turn it off. Oh, so we've got all the plays out there. We're looking for some live action. Passing the ball around is not live action.
All right, so we got. I just took that, and
we got the Schalke play later today at 12:30. That hasn't gone off.
What is that? What league is that? Schalke? That's German Bundesliga.
Yeah, Bundesliga.
Bundesliga. And what's the bet there?
Over 2.5. There's a game I like also in France. I like Brest, draw no bet.
Over 2.5. Boom. Okay, perfect.
Chelsea still down 2-1.
You think these old guys could keep up, but you have Luke Donald and just trucking them.
Oh. Just trying to see what I have still on.
Djokovic just won.
Oh, hold on. Twatty's back. Let's see. All right, that's better. Twatty, can you hear us?
Yeah, what up?
Not much. What's up with you?
Good. How you boys doing today?
Well, doing all right. We live. We cashed the premium play with Mönchengladbach. So that was 1-0 on that. We cashed the. I have to look at the banner. We cashed the over with QPR over 2.5. We're gonna lose the Chelsea game. And that's the only, West Brom is still scoreless, and Brighton already lost earlier, but that really wasn't on the show. That was earlier pick. But yeah, I realized that.
So
game
what? There's already been 3 or 4 games go final.
Oh yeah, there's games that start at 7:30 a.m. What's your thoughts on this Pittsburgh NC State game?
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I haven't broke it down. I've been super busy, but I know that I'm going to probably lean under. NC State's going to win this game probably by margin. I would probably say they're going to win by about 9. What's the spread?
8.5.
Okay, well there you go. So I don't like the side. What's the total?
138.
What is it?
138.
And the game's at Pitt?
The game is
at NC State.
NC State, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So that sounds like I would probably look at a team total under for Pitt. They cannot fuck.
Yeah,
they cannot. So what's the implied team totals then?
Do you have that right now? I'm looking at soccer stuff.
Looking it up, but I was gonna say. I was gonna say though, I was just gonna throw out a fact here. So out of the 5 games that Pittsburgh lost, they lost each one of them by at least 10 points, or 4 of those 5 they've lost by 10 or more points, and they haven't scored more than 57 points in those games. So
exactly. That's why I say they'll lose by margin, and they probably won't get their team total. So so it was 138 and they were 8-point favorites. So what is that? 70 to 60, 69, 61.
Yeah,
68,
it's like 68, yeah. Wait, it's 138? Yeah, so
we told you the Champions League will let you down.
So
Wiggins scores. Sorry.
So 138. So that, and they're 8-point favorites. So what is that? 64, 72, 65 would be the team total for Pitt. I don't see them getting there.
No,
I just don't see them getting that.
So
and I would lean it.
Pitt team total under.
Yeah. As long as it's under 60, as long as it's 65 or above. And then the same thing is going to happen in West Virginia. I mean, that game ain't going over. You fucking kidding me? There's no way. West Virginia right now is not playing good basketball, so that's going to make them D up even harder. And at home, you just don't score on them at home. So I would be looking at a full game under or a team total under there as well. Not for West Virginia, for Oklahoma. So those are the 2 teams that I do my most research on. So those are the 2 I'll give out. I'm going to look at the 4 o'clock and above card here in a little bit, but those will be. I think West Virginia is what, a 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or something.
I think they're a 4 o'clock game.
I don't think they're a 4.
Richie is saying that it's Pittsburgh is 63.5 is the team total that they're giving out.
Yeah, I'd stay off of that.
Yeah, PSG up 1.
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah, it's a point. Yeah, that 1.5 matters. So, yeah, I would stay off of that then. But I do like West Virginia, the under in the game. What was that? Do you guys know?
The West Virginia, I think. The one thing that sucks about FanDuel is that they don't let you actually search for the game. So there's like 100 and you have to keep scrolling.
135.5.
Yeah, how does that happen? West Virginia isn't scoring the ball. And the game's at West
Virginia, but they're not
right?
scoring the ball on the road. They're back at home, where they have a 10-point more points scored at home than they do on the road.
I agree. They're a completely different team at home. But I've been watching them. I watch West Virginia damn near every game. Their offense, I don't care if it's on the road or at home. I don't like their offense. Well, Culver and Oscar Tshiebwe and Culver are really nice players. But from there, McBride and you have, two shooters that are very average players. I just don't like their offense, really. I mean, they have two really good players, but that's about it. And they'll lock you down. So even if they do score 75 at home, they can still keep that game under. So that'll be my play. That'll be full game under in that.
Full game under.
I can't believe it's
Twatty under 135.5.
I thought it would be. I thought it'd be like 127, 128. So I think we're getting a lot of value there. So other than that, I'll be looking at my usual suspects later. BYU, Gonzaga played. Does Gonzaga play tonight?
Yeah, official play is Zags -7 first half, Zags -13 full game, Zags over 147.5.
You guys aren't messing around there.
No, I do the KC special on the Zags. I think they roll kind of easily on that game.
Okay.
I think they're coming off 2 games. They're back at home for the first time. They've had some close games. I would see Mark Few in their ass all week. I think they come out here and we get a result.
Yeah. What are you going to be on, a half hour?
Yeah, probably at least till 12:30. Another hour.
All right, let me look over. Yeah, let me look over this, and then I'll jump back on that either the Gonzaga. Well, if we have a pick on Gonzaga, then I'll look at that BYU game.
All right, sounds good.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Twatty.
All right, later, Twatty.
I'm trying to see what. Yeah, I think West Virginia is strong at home. Which is why I didn't want to say it, but I'm totally different. I think it goes way over 135. I think we get 142, 143 points here.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think, but their last 3 home games have been Oklahoma State, Kansas State, and Iowa State, which are all shitty teams.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, but I can see 167-73 is probably what I'm thinking the score is going to be. I'm sorry, 67-73, not 167. That's just my thought process right now going into this. We got some other games kicking off. We got Chelsea still trailing. Not surprising. PSG just keeps going right down the field. Damn, are they so good? Can't believe they lost the Dortmund in that one game. It's official. The Bayern game is over. We cashed the plus 150. Bayern -5. Yeah, but that's a rivalry game, Rich. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. I mean, if you're 2-12, you're going to come out and play as hard as you can versus that game. So I kind of throw that out there. Oklahoma also didn't shoot that well. I didn't think they actually thought they were going to get much of a game, and they were kind of shocked when they actually did. 1 second. I got to put some 12 o'clock games in that you gave me. Entertain us here.
I'm just watching the tennis match. Well, but they both finished now, so it's funny because it's in Dubai. So you have like all the you have all like the princes or like the Arabic princes like out there.
Did Barty win it? I know she was everyone's preseason thing that I read. Or did she already get knocked out?
She got knocked out.
Yeah.
The one Sabalenka won this one. It's a pretty good match. I mean, she's like, this girl's like 6-something. She's pretty big. Her whole game is all power. That's all she does. Just, like, literally, she'll whack that ball at you and like beat you down with it. No finesse or anything, but usually it works against her. But this time, yeah, she made it through the tournament, just smashing that ball.
Damn it, QPR, you gave up another goal.
Did they?
Yeah.
But yo, that QPR over 3 is like a lock every week. over 2.5 is like literally a lock every week.
There was a couple of 1 games that they missed it, but yeah, for the most part, it's one of the things I look at. That and Hull, but Hull's been not scoring as much lately. All right, I want to look at this English lineup and trying to see why in the world Liverpool is so lightly favored.
What do you mean they're not like heavily?
Well, Chelsea scores, ties it up.
Scores. All right, now get one in like extra time. If we get like a goal at like 92, 93 minutes.
Yep.
That'd be great.
All right, let's look at the lineups here. We have for Liverpool, we have Salah, Firmino, and Mane. I have no idea why it's a -1. Okay, I'm just going to house that. All right, sounds good to me.
Rich, you need 4 more locks to put 17 in it. Hit me up every hour for a lock there, Rich. Just text the group.
Yeah.
But,
Mbappe just missed an easy chance. We would have cashed in the first 10 minutes. Takes a run at goal, goes the header. Oh, just slightly over the top of the ball. Beats the keeper, just doesn't come back down. He just angled that just a little bit more. Yeah, Liverpool -1. That's an official play. I had that on as an official play. Hold on, I'm checking what D just posted in the Discord. D, that has got to be your favorite meme that you ever use.
Oh, yeah.
Every single time he goes to that meme. That's his buddy. Scratchy.
I need a couple more picks there, Sean. Give me a couple locks.
The worst part that I look back is I'm like 5 and 6 every time he asks. So everybody should be tailing those plays. 5 out of 6 is 1, and I know he complained about the 1. I was like, "You're kidding me."
Like, come on, man! Don't you know, Sean? You're supposed to hit 100%.
Yeah.
If you don't hit 100%, you're not.
But I will tell you, and anyone knows who gives out picks in there knows that when you give out more than 2 picks, everyone comes back. Well, what are your favorites? I'm on the same picks equally, unless you see a fox on it. I'm on the same picks equally. Is there ones that maybe have a higher percentage? Yeah. But for the most part, everything I give, I'm always playing. So there's some that I like a little bit more than others, and there's some that I don't. But it's for the most part, they're not that greater difference for me to say, oh, I love this play. Because if I love this play, I'd tell you to put 2 units on it.
Right.
Or it would be a premium play and not available for free. All right, here comes Mbappe. He beats the guy to the line. Oh, he makes it so easy. Oh, went off the wrong side of the head.
God
Beautiful cross.
Mbappe.
Oh, it was a good play. He makes a cutback. The one guy keeps going about 10 more yards. He comes back across the line, right to the side. Just slightly missed run. Sarabia, the youngster, was like, what the? I missed it. I'm trying to figure out what to do on this one thing here.
I'm trying to figure out how to. What was I just about to do? Shit.
We're not at 12 o'clock yet. Yeah, what time are we at? We're at 11:44. Oh, we got Chef Michael.
We are humbled.
We are humbled. We have, hold on, we got an error. There he is. We got Chef Michael back from Vegas, apparently not living on the street yet. So he has returned from Vegas.
Hasn't lost all his money.
Was it profitable? Is he just here to, Chef, are you talking or are you just?
I think he's frozen.
All right. We think he's frozen. Let's drop him back out. We'll try this again. All right. We got. Nope. He's going to try again. All right. Nothing we could do. A little technical difficulty.
He needs that 5G. Has nothing to do with it. Yeah.
We got Neymar looking like he's a Colombian gangster hanging out on the top.
Yo, does Neymar even play anymore? What does he do? He's just injured?
He does. But no, he's not injured. He's back healthy, but they're just resting him this game. There's no reason they don't need him to beat Dijon. The mustard men are not that good.
Right.
It's the longest. All right, Chef's back. All right, Chef, did you hear us? We want to know, do you have any money left from Vegas?
You know, it was. I was up the first night. I was up pretty big, and then things just went off the rails. I took the wrong side on the. I took the under on the Chelsea and Tottenham instead of just taking Chelsea like I want.
Okay. So, were you up big in tables or were you up big on your bets?
No.
I think we have a wrong bad connection, or you were hanging out like there. You're frozen again.
In the parking lot with Twatty.
All right, here's back. Is he? Are you back?
I'm on.
All right, try to log back in. It's there. Let's try this one more time.
Rich is so funny. That's the longest I've seen Chef smile.
Yeah, he's I'm trying to figure out what one game to take with this. I can't believe Queen Park Rangers is not going to win the game outright. Damn it.
Yeah.
West Brom, Queen Park, you guys suck. Oh.
Well, what's happening with Chelsea? I lost track of that. Are they just going to tie it?
Sorry, I switched over. It's still 2-2. There's 5 minutes left. Chelsea's got the ball right outside the box. Trying to get a cross in here from Emerson, Mason Mount. Good cross, good header, not on target. Marcos Alonso, who already scored earlier, had a chance to ring the bell again. And it wasn't anywhere close, and now he remembers why he plays left back. As they say, he's got himself in some fantastic positions, but he just hasn't been able to score. 3 minutes left in the game. Goalie punts it down. I hate it when defenders do that for no reason. All right, brings it back down. Bashuai, bad pass. Bournemouth steals. Bournemouth on a run. Big foul for Chelsea. No call. Oh, boy.
What?
He brought him down easily. Should have been a call.
Wait, something happened on Twitter. Something said Chelsea goal. No,
The app would tell you quicker.
maybe I'm late. Let me see. No,
Yeah, there's definitely no goal.
man. And
Minute and 30 seconds.
Dave had David posted to take the draw at like plus whatever 300, and I was gonna do it, and I totally forgot, and I got sidetracked of it. I was gonna actually bet the draw as well on like a money line plus like 300. Didn't work.
Yeah. I'm not doing that well. Winning the big game that I wanted, then losing all the other games that are surrounded by it. I hate it when I do that.
I'm leaning ASU there, Rich.
On the ground, makes the pass. This is the last hurrah. 40 seconds. William, out to Ross Barkley. Barkley doesn't have the wheels. Oh, he steals it, though. Pass it right to the top. Take your shot, Alonzo. Nope. Passes it over. Pedro. Cross. Nope.
Pedro, put it in. Fucker.
Kicks it back. Mason Mount. Can he curl it? Oh, he makes a run. No, easily. Defense stops. Just kick the ball away, and then the game is over. They get it to Callum Wilson.
No, it's over.
Yep, that'll be it. 3 seconds. Do they call it? Do they blow the whistle? Newcastle Burnley ends at 0-0. And there's the whistle. Full time. Chelsea loses. West Ham's up 3-1. No idea why they moved to this game. I'll give you a game that I really like tomorrow is Wolverhampton-Tottenham over 2 goals. Hold on, we got Chef Michael again. Let's see. He's back inside. Is this better? Chef, can you hear us?
Better. Yeah. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, we can hear you. So we just watched Chelsea lose.
Oh, you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, that's because I bet them.
Yeah, when Sean bets them, everybody should stay off.
Yeah, they always lose every time I bet them. I'll go 3 months and I won't bet Chelsea, and I'll look in the group chat and I'll see everybody all like, yeah, we won. I'm like, all right, now it's my time to get on. And then as soon as I get on, everybody loses.
Yep.
After that performance against Bayern Munich, dude, that was a clear.
Let's go quickly. Any reason why in the world Liverpool -1 is -120?
Because they're on the road. I mean, Watford has been pretty decent lately.
Yeah, they've been a decent side, but I don't buy it.
No. I mean, I don't see any scenario where Watford get a draw here. So, at the worst case scenario, you're going to get your money back.
Yep. I don't see any way where, yeah.
No. I have Liverpool in the parlay with Lazio. Lazio already won their match, though.
And you don't have the under 4.5 goals?
No. They it was too much of a sweat last time. They're liable to go out there and score 5 goals. and then after they gave up the 2 West Ham, the under's too dicey right now with them.
What else you on? I knew you're on a bunch of MLS stuff.
Yeah, it's opening day. It's going to be pretty exciting. Got the first games for the new expansion teams this weekend. I got FC Dallas today. They ended last season on a pretty pretty good momentum swing. But I think they're going to come back with some confidence. I think they'll kick off in good form. Toronto coming out here to San Jose. I took them plus the half goal. San Jose, I like them at home, but they didn't really improve their team. They didn't do anything to say they're going to try to make that push for the playoffs and make a run. So I got to say, I got to wait and see what I see from them. I already know what we're going to get from Toronto. I mean, they're a good team. You know, they arguably were one of the best teams in the league last year. So I think they'll come out here and at least get a result. Kicking off here in an hour, the first match of the season is DC United and Colorado. And DC United's field has been moonlighting, so to speak, I guess, as the XFL field. So it's a shit show out there. So I took that as an easy under. I don't know why they said that at 3. I don't see more than 3 goals in that match, given how that field looks. Looks like the damn sandlot out there.
Yeah, I took DC United money line.
Yeah, I could see them winning, but I don't see it going over. Who else plays today? They got the Nashville's hosting Atlanta. That's going to be a tough game for their first match.
Yeah, I was surprised Atlanta didn't make a lot of additions, though. That was the only thing I was kind of shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost the one their second best midfielder to DC.
Right.
So it's basically Atlanta's on Ezekiel Barco or nothing. If he gets hurt, I don't see a bunch of things behind him.
No. And I don't see how Nashville can keep it close. I mean, Atlanta's already in form here. They've been playing in the CONCACAF Champions League.
Yeah.
They're already got their legs under them. So I mean, I don't see how Nashville's going to keep this close. Their defense.
Why is it plus 117?
If you've been following their friendly matches in the preseason.
Yeah, I'm shocked why it's plus 117.
Fulham. Yeah, I think I got it at 130, 140 a couple days ago.
Yep. That is the one thing that's kind of fun in the Championship League. They play for like 400 extra minutes.
Oh, yeah.
QPR's in their 8th extra minute. The Fulham's in their 6th extra minute. Fulham's easily going to win. Did I miss Fulham? Because I thought I put Fulham.
And then we got tomorrow, Inter Miami's kicking off their expansion season against LAFC. And I'm on the opposite side of that one. I think LAFC are actually going to be tired as where Atlanta, I think, are in form. LAFC had those 2 tremendous legs against Lyon in the Champions League. And they battled the whole 90 minutes the other night to come back and qualify. So I have Inter Miami plus 1.5. I don't think LAFC is going to win by margin here. That was the popular pick last season. I hope people learn their lesson on LAFC is taking them blindly into cover goal lines or huge minus 300, 400 money lines.
Yeah, that's there. I mean, LFC is a good team, though. I mean, they're.
I think to win the cup, but I don't think they're going to really rest their season on this opening match being the breaker that's going to say that they're not going to win the cup. I mean, they'll probably go in there and go through the motions. They'll probably get a win, but
I was kind of shocked that they were able to come back and advance by beating Club Lyon by 3 goals.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was an intense match. That was like a final. That was like a Champions League final match right there.
Because I mean, Lyon came in there with a 2-goal lead and looked like they we're just going to pass the ball around. We're not really going to try to go forward. Let's not just get beat. And then they were 1-0, and then it was 2-0, and I was like, all right. they've got to go and try to get a goal. And as soon as they did, they hit them on the counter, and it was like, boom, you're down 3-0 now, and we're advancing, and you're going home.
That last goal by Rossi was insane. That touch right over the keeper, hits off the crossbar, then hits off the post and goes in. That was insane.
Yeah, it was just really nuts to sit there and see that. Yeah, the other game I was looking at, you got the Galaxy Dynamo game.
Yeah, I have Galaxy draw no bet.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I didn't see Houston add a lot of people. I also think that game goes over. Over 3 is probably a nice game for that.
Yeah. I was waiting on the goal scorer market. I think Chicharito gets his first goal in his first match. It'd be kind of.
Yeah, I definitely see that. I can see that. I know you already said you're on FC Dallas. The other team I like is my sneaky pick is New York City FC.
Oh yeah, I think they're still one of the best teams, and they're still flying under the radar.
Yeah, you're getting a plus 700 for them to win the cup.
Yeah, I like them, and I think the sneaky one that no one's paying attention to is Columbus.
But who's going to score goals?
They added, I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head. They added a few guys that they're actually a few people, from what I'm hearing, there are some people not even picking them to make the playoffs. I mean, it's just, I don't know, maybe they're going to make me look stupid in 7 months here, but I think they're going to be a lot better than what people are projecting them to be.
Okay. I mean, Houston's one of the teams I used to look for and go, okay, Houston's playing. They're my QPR team at the MLS. All right, here we go. Over 2.5. Let's go. They can see goals left and right. Obviously, it's there. You think Toronto wins? You're on Toronto, right?
Yeah, I took them plus a half. I understand San Jose is at home, but I don't see why they should be favored here.
Yeah, and San Jose is a team that likes to come out and get draws. So if you're getting the plus a half, that's in your favor.
Yeah.
I
mean, it wouldn't be this line of Bradley was going to mean. Granted, Bradley's old and should be hanging up his boots by now, but if Bradley was playing, they wouldn't be giving a half a goal.
No, definitely can see that.
And I think that's it for today.
Yep.
Won the Australia match this morning. Melbourne and Adelaide both seemed to score an over.
Yeah, it was 2-1. It was kind of surprising that it was Melbourne that won, though.
Australia's a minefield lately.
Yeah, where you think the wins are coming hasn't necessarily been where the wins are coming. So, yeah, I could definitely think that it's...
And Newcastle beat Perth last night. And, my initial lean was to Perth, but, of course, Newcastle comes out there and wins at home.
Yeah, but Perth has a lot of things. Playing in the Champions Cup in the AFC over there, where they're just getting demolished.
I think they're going to let that go. Yeah, they're not going to try to qualify for it.
No, I think it's time to just say, "Yep, this is not going to happen. Let's move on." Oh.
Yeah, that's all I got for MLS. And then, of course, the Serie A plays. Inter Juve being played behind closed doors, no spectator. That's a travesty for that match. They should have postponed that.
Yeah, I heard also Juventus didn't give refunds.
They're not. Inter did. Juventus are not giving refunds.
Yeah.
So I have that as an under, and I took the first half draw.
I rock -4. Is that a cricket play?
Iraq minus.
Yeah, there's
Told you rich on Iraq. Looking for those locks everywhere.
we're gonna get some college basketball kicking off here. It starts the games we are on are Providence plus 7.5, Iowa -4 was one of our leans. Texas plus 12. We'll see how those go. But that's essentially the only one official play at 12 o'clock, though. Then we still have PSG only in a 1-0 game, though, even though they've had chance after chance after chance to score.
The typical PSG.
But we took them over 1.5 first half. We almost cashed in the first 10 minutes. Mbappe missed an easy header. And then Sarabia missed another on a nice cross. Just got it on the wrong side of the head.
We still got chances, right?
We still got 10 minutes. I just don't like it when some guy's down and pretending he's hurt.
All right, Sean, I got to get started with my day.
Yeah, I kind of think. I don't think we're going to make it to 12:30. Chef, anything? He was on DC in the first game. He's on the under 3. D-money.
Under 3.
He meant Iowa, but he wrote Iraq, apparently. All right. Chef, I think we're going to call it. Does that work? We'll get ready for this Liverpool game at 12:30.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to head into enjoy the match.
That'll work. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Good show. I'll talk to everybody there. Cash your bets. Let's go.
See you guys.
See ya.
See you guys.